Okay, so like I said in the previous lesson, we actually had these steps in the 5.1 notes. We didn't have to use the process that we do in this one though, because in the last lesson it actually gave us the y-intercept as one of the given coordinate points. This one it won't do that for us, so we're going to have to do a little extra work. Still not very difficult, because when you think about it in slope-intercept form, you really only need two things. You need your slope and you need your y-intercept. So the first thing we can do is identify the slope. And it says it could use a formula, or they might just say m equals whatever. Next, what we have to do is find the y-intercept, and like I said, in this lesson it will not just give it to us like it did in the last lesson. Those 5 steps have essentially been shortened down into these 3. Substitute the slope in for m, substitute a coordinate point in for x and y, and then isolate or solve for b. But every single time we do one of these problems today in class, you guys, we should really start with this formula, y equals mx plus b, and then we can plug in what we know. So as we scroll down here real quick, we'll look at example 1. And again, after I finish example 1, you should pause and try example 2 or example B and see how you do. So like I said, we should always start with writing the equation y equals mx plus b. Then what I always do is just plug in the slope. So I'm going to just write y equals, my slope is negative 4x plus b. Again, sometimes we'll have to find our slope if they give us a second coordinate point, but in this one, slope is right there. Now that I have my slope, I can plug in my coordinate point. This is x, this is y. So what I do is I say 3 equals negative 4 times negative 1 plus b. And now the object of this formula is to isolate this variable right here. So I need to multiply negative 4 and negative 1. I have 3 equals 4 plus b. Now I subtract 4 to the other side. I have b equals negative 1. So now I have a y-intercept and I have a slope given right here. I can write an equation. Y equals negative 4x minus 1. And this is my answer. A lot of my students choose to stop after they find their y-intercept. The problem says to write an equation. This is not an equation, this is. Okay, so like I said, go ahead and try B. I'm going to solve it quickly. I probably won't talk through it near as much, but it's the same process. So again, I'm going to write the formula down. I substitute my slope. I plug in the points. And then I solve for B. Once I find B, I rewrite my equation with my slope and my y-intercept. Y equals 2x minus 9. All done. Same process here, you guys. We are just given 2 coordinate points instead. So just as a rule of thumb in this chapter, anytime you're given 2 coordinate points, odds are you're going to have to find your slope. So we use our formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I'm just going to go ahead and solve here. Okay, so I end up getting negative 6 over 4, which reduces to negative 3 over 2. Okay, it is okay to get fractions, and I'll show you here. So now we write our formula, y equals mx plus b. I plug in m. Then I plug in my coordinate point. Does not matter which one, either one will give you the correct answer. I'm going to choose this one right here. So I'm going to say negative 1 equals negative 3 over 2 times 2 plus b. Notice my 2's just cancel out. So then I have -1 equals -3 plus b. Add 3 to both sides. B is equal to +2. Now I have an intercept, I have a slope that I found, I write my equation, y equals -3 over 2x plus 2. All done. Again, go ahead and pause. Try this one on your own. I'm going to go ahead and start. It's going to be a little quicker, but it's the same exact process. So I found my slope to be +4. Again, it does not matter which point. Let's do this. This is actually going to make this pretty easy. Let's say 0 equals 4 times 3 plus b. 0 equals 12 plus b. I have to subtract 12 to the other side. b equals -12. Now I write my formula, y equals 4x minus 12. Ugh. Sorry about that. Couldn't squeeze that 12 in there, but it's 4x minus 12. Again, moving on. I'll have to scroll down here, so give me just a sec. Okay, so example 3, there's not one of these to do on your own, so what I recommend after your memory is refreshed here in just a second is to try this on your own. Once this becomes clear to you, go ahead and pause and try it on your own. So what we have here is function notation, and if you can identify 2 coordinate points, go ahead and do so and try it on your own. But essentially what we're given here is 2, 10 and 4, -2. Now we're given 2 points, so we have to find a slope. Okay, so from here you should be able to take it. Again, it does not matter which one of the points you plug in. I'm going to go -2, 4. Whoops. So I'll have to write -2 equals -2 times 4 plus b. -2 equals -8 plus b plus 8 plus 8. b is equal to 6. I can write my equation. Y equals -2x plus 6. Okay, so really it's no different in function notation. We just have 2 coordinate points that we have to solve for. The story problem we're going to be able to go through pretty quick, mostly because it gives you a pretty good formula here to how to find what you're looking for. It says your gym membership costs $33 per month. I'm going to write that down here. $33 cost per month. An initial membership fee after 6 months. So number of months is 6. You pay a total of $228. So here's what we have, and we need to figure out what the membership fee is. So again, you guys, this should be pretty easy. And then once we figure out what that initial membership fee is, we want to solve and substitute 9 in for this value. So we have to solve for the missing information. We need to take 33 times 6. Let's see, 8, 1, 6 times 3 is 190. So we end up getting solve for the missing information. Let me scroll down here and do that in that box. So we have 228 equals 198 plus x. We have to minus 198. Okay, so 228 minus 198, 0. We have to borrow. We end up getting 30. So our missing information was x is equal to $30 membership fee. Now what we need to do is plug in 9 for the month instead of 6. So what I'm going to do here is rewrite the equation, and I'm going to solve like this. Y equals $33 was the monthly fee, and we want to solve it 9 months plus 30. 33 times 9 is 297 plus 30. 721. So our total cost after 9 months should be $327. Again, I kind of did all that work over here. But that's essentially how we would set up a story problem in this section.